A similar recipe to nowadays mac and cheese was found in old cookbooks both in Italy and in England in the 14th century. Later on, in the 19th century, Thomas Jefferson, or anyone with him, is thought to have brought the recipe to the US, and in the following century, it started to become a popular food in this continent. Watch this video to the end to know the actual history of macaroni and cheese. Hello, and welcome to Hungry History, where we talk about the history of your favorite food items. In today's video, we'll look at the mysterious origins of macaroni and cheese. So, let's get started. Every nation has a signature cuisine that the locals adore. Italians make delicious pasta and pizza. Spaniards have their own special paella. Mexicans make mouth-watering tacos. Indians make spicy samosas and shots. And so on. For Americans, macaroni and cheese is their unofficial national meal, in which they take great pleasure. Absolutely nobody has ever made a bad comment about this particular meal. The only thing you can hear yourself saying after taking a bite is this for real? It truly is exquisite, and maybe among the finest creations of humankind. But who came up with the idea for this wonderful creamy combination of macaroni and cheese? Since it resembles the horns of the local chamois and ibex, elbow macaroni, also known as magajon and horny, is typically used to make apple magronin. The pasta dish is strengthened with cream and melty cheese, and occasionally local alpine cheeses are made from cows grazing the same mountain it's served on. According to Paul, author and food historian of Das Kulinarische Erbe des Schwarz, a 5-volume collection of books on the history of Swiss cuisine released in 2017, apple magronin gained its name since the shepherds who lived on the Alp with their cows had to bring up all their own food. Dry pasta is easy to transport, but the shepherd prepared his own cheese. Therefore, this straightforward meal has a logistical justification here in Switzerland. A number of nations, including the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, and of course, Italy, where pasta was originally made famous in Europe, have a strong passion for and historical connection to a particular variation of this meal. But with a series of hints leading to the Alps, it's probable that the history of macaroni and cheese actually begins in Switzerland. In fact, Kraft created the packaged variety utilizing macaroni in 1937, at the height of the Great Depression, helping to popularize macaroni cheese throughout the world. Americans especially love to claim macaroni and cheese as their own. However, neither macaroni nor cheese was created in the United States, and tracing the dish's history requires us to look at a number of historical records and go back many decades. Over time, different individuals have assigned diverse meanings to the term macaroni. Several antique cookbooks have references to it, but none of them have concrete proof of how, when, or where the macaroni and cheese meal developed into the pasta bake we know today. According to the International Pasta Organization, the Greeks, who founded the colony of Neapolis between 2000 and 1000 BC, took the term macaroni for a local meal consisting of barley flour, pasta, and water called macaroni, which may have been named after a Greek deity. An anonymous Neapolitan produced the cookbook Liber di Coquina at the start of the 14th century, and it includes a recipe for di lasagnas, or sheet noodles cut into 5-centimeter squares and dusted with grated cheese. Despite the fact that historians assert that this is the first instance of pasta and cheese appearing together in writing, the meal is not the molten-centered one we are accustomed to. Pasta, as we previously stated, was an Italian specialty. Thus, we might be quite confident that some clever Italian cooks were the ones who invented mac and cheese. It's said that the di lasagnas was the original recipe for macaroni with cheese, at the same time as casseroles were all the rage in America. They quickly gained enormous popularity in Europe. There are various historical claims that Thomas Jefferson invented mac and cheese. However, it's not thought that this is the case. Supposedly, after trying the meal in Italy, he became so enamored with it that he purchased his own pasta machine and began serving it at the White House in the 1800s. Even though he did not create the meal, we're confident that if it weren't for him, Americans would not have learned about it until much later. Salutes to the Italians for introducing Americans to the enchanted mac and cheese. In favor of this Neapolitan macaroni and cheese ancestry story, French gourmet Alexandre Dumas claimed that Naples was the origin of macaroni and cheese in his Grand Dictionnaire de Cuisine, which was published after his death in 1873. But he went a step further, attributing Catherine de' Medici, who came from fashionable Florence to France in the 1530s to wed King Henry II, as a plausible cause of how the dish migrated north. She brought with her a variety of culinary inventions from all around Italy, It's ironic since Dumas himself was rumored to detest the dish, calling the noodles long pipes of pity, and even getting into a fight over them with Giacomo Rossini, the Italian composer of William Tell Overture and a fervent macaroni cheese aficionado. Rossini prepared the meal for Dumas, who then refused to eat it, which led to the altercation. However, there's a significant flaw in the Neapolitan ancestry idea, which shows that Beaton and Dumas incorrectly linked the legendary dish to Naples. According to National Geographic, pasta was famous in Naples in the 17th and 18th centuries for three primary reasons. Wheat was cheap, pasta making became industrialized, and the church restricted meat on certain days, making pasta a satisfying replacement. According to Imhoff, the earliest written mention of macaroni was in the 15th century by author and epicure Maestro Martino from Val di Bleno in the Duchy of Milano. Martino's classic cookbook Libro di Arte Cucina, written in the 1400s, has recipes for macaroni romaneschi and macaroni siciliani, both of which are brought from the boiling pot to the plate and decorated with butter, sweet spices, and cheese. These are the first recipes that resemble the macaroni and cheese we know and love today. Whatever the reality is, this simple pasta and cheese meal has become an ultimate comfort food in a variety of cultures and nations throughout the world, each with its own preferred variations. So, this was it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed our video. If yes, then like and share the video and subscribe to Hungry History for many more amazing videos. Stay tuned as we'll be back soon with another informative and fantastic video. Till then, keep watching.